Hey soul family, welcome back to the channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and my dear soul family, good fortune is on its way to you. To find out what it is, I will be pulling out 3 cards from this deck for you to choose your piles from. Speaking of which, if you prefer to pick your piles using your zodiac signs, this is an option that you will find a timestamp for down in the description box, and take you to the part of the introduction where we shuffle your signs and find out in which of the piles they'll fall under. If you prefer for Spirit to pick your pile, this is also an option, and you will find the timestamp for that as well down in the description box. All right, otherwise, let's take a look at what we have. For pile number 1, the card is Fire. For pile number 2, your card is Community. And for pile number 3, the card is Metamorphosis. As always, if you prefer to pick your piles using your crystals, let's begin this process right now. I used to do it off camera, and I found out how much you guys love being involved in this process, and so now it's on camera. All right, so the options for the crystals that I'm seeing. Pile number 3 is drawing my attention straight away in terms of colors. I'm thinking kunzite, but I'm also thinking rhodochrosite. So these are options. Would rose quartz? The garnet is a great option as well. So let's keep these 3 there, and then we'll pick in a moment. For pile number 1, that's easy because it's got a lot of I would say oranges and yellows, which reminds me right away actually of the yellow aventurine. It's got the darker yellow and the lighter yellow. That's an option. A good option could be the Mookaite Jasper. Obviously, it's got both colors right there. I think that's going to be a good contestant there. All right, now for pile number 2, this green is drawing my attention for sure. And what dark green? Oh, the Malakite, of course. The Malakite would be perfect for the second pile. All right, let's bring things down, starting with the 3rd pile because this is where we began. Rhodochrosite is not winning with these 2, so let me take that out. So it's either the garnet or the kunzite. To be honest, I think the garnet matches perfectly this card. Now, for the 1st pile, I think we are going to go with, they're both really nice to be honest, but I think this is definitely the winner here. All right, so these are the crystals for today's reading. Let me bring them up close and show them to you. So for pile number 1, this is the Mookaite Jasper, and this is what your crystal looks like. For pile number 2, you've got the Malakite, and this is what your crystal looks like. And for pile number 3, the crystal is the Garnet, and this is what it looks like. All right, so take a look at which one of these 3 piles you're the most drawn to, and this will be the pile for you here today. As I always advise you guys, in case you feel drawn to more than 1 pile, maybe even all of the piles, trust your intuition. It's meant to take you to the readings you're meant to hear today. And so, yeah, let your intuition lead the way, whether it's drawing you to just 1 pile and you know that's the one, or several ones, or maybe even all. And once you're ready, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box, which will take you straight to your readings. And please note that in the next section, you can pick your pile using your zodiac signs if this is something that you're interested in. Please stick around. If not, please pause the video and take as much time as you need. Right, if you prefer to pick your piles using your zodiac signs, then my dear soul family, welcome. This part of the introduction has been created specifically for you so that you can do just that. And after the shuffling in a moment, I will be drawing out 4 signs for each pile. Let's go. We need one more here. Right. One more. And last pile. Right, let's see what signs we have for each pile. So for pile number 1, the signs are Libra, Taurus, Cancer, as well as Aries. For pile number 2, the signs are Gemini, Leo, Scorpio, as well as Capricorn. And for pile number 3, the signs are Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius, as well as Aquarius. So, my dear soul family, these are the zodiac signs and their association to each of the piles. In today's reading, please feel free to pick your pile or piles using your sun, moon, or rising. I highly recommend you check out the 3, but really go with what you prefer. Like some people prefer to go by their rising. Some people obviously prefer to go by their sun sign. Some people prefer to go by their moon sign or even the 3. So this is all up to you. If you prefer to even go by any other placement in your chart, please feel free to do that. And once you're ready, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box, which will take you straight to your readings. And please note that in the next section, Spirit will be picking your pile for you. If this is something you're interested in, please stick around. If not, please pause the video and take as much time as you need. But if you prefer for Spirit to pick your pile, welcome. This part of the introduction has been created specifically for you so that you can do just that. And as you may know, I assign a different tarot card to each pile based on the numerology of the major arcana. And so the Magician will be presenting pile number 1, the High Priestess pile number 2, and the Empress pile number 3. And what I like to do is simply shuffle them around until I miss pulling out a card from the other side. That just happened. Or passing on a card to the other side. So I was supposed to pull this and I started pulling here. Hence, this is the chosen card. And your chosen pile by Spirit, my dear soul family, is pile number 1. Okay. So these were the different ways in which you can pick your pile in today's reading. I truly hope you've enjoyed them and that they brought you the clarity that you need to find your pile. And once you're ready, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box, which will take you straight to readings. I hope you enjoy them, and I'll see you right there. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. Good fortune is on its way to you. Let's find out what this fortune is. And these are the decks that I'll be using in your reading today. If you're interested, as always, in knowing the names of any of them, you'll find that I list them below in the description box for you guys. But very quickly, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful Mookaite Jasper. Your significator card is fire. And if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Libra, Taurus, Cancer, as well as Aries. Welcome, thanks, to your reading. If these are not your signs, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. All right, let's get straight into it. Find out more about this good fortune that is coming your way. And we'll begin, as always, by taking a look at your oracle cards first. Right. So, your first card is the Enneagram Abandonment. It's under the category of fundamental injury, and the keywords are being forgotten, being left, orphan, desertion, feeling ignored, being withdrawn. Okay. Interesting. I think your good fortune has to do, in my opinion, I mean, I'm going to wait and look at the rest of the cards, but I initially get this idea that you felt abandoned by the universe with regards to this particular fortune that is coming. You felt like this, what is it called? This train has long passed, this ship has sailed kind of situation. Maybe it's not for me, maybe it's not meant to happen for me, or maybe you used to have it, but you lost it. Either this or that, or maybe something else entirely. I'm very open to see what the cards are going to show. You've got creation. Right. You know, fire is associated with creation, like the Ace of Wands is the card of creation. So maybe it's something you wanted to do or create, and you felt like you've lost the opportunity for that. Maybe it's motherhood. Yeah, let's continue. You've got Moon in Leo with appreciation. So that good fortune in that area is definitely coming for you. You're going to feel very fortunate and lucky and abundant, and you're definitely going to appreciate the way it's coming to you and the speed also at which it's coming. Right? Speed is important here, which could mean that you're going to hear the news first and then it's going to follow afterwards, and it's not going to take long. It's going to be there right away. You've got the painter. Ooh, productivity, creation. Creation again? Wow. Okay. I'm definitely starting to feel like it's something you wanted to do or create or become, maybe. The tailor, you know, the hands here and the thread and the scissors definitely remind me of the three Greek goddesses of fate. So anyways, it says attention to detail and pride. Something is fated here. That's why you're going to be surprised that it comes, although maybe everything else is supposed to, for everyone else, go like, well, when these markers happen, then it doesn't happen. Or when it takes this long, then it's not going to happen. But it's going to go against the usual way it seems for everyone. Like, let's take motherhood as an example. Let's say the doctors, I'm not a doctor and I don't know, but let's say the doctors say at a certain age it's very hard for a woman to give birth to a baby. And I might be saying wrong information here, but let's say this is the case, but then you get pregnant, or your wife gets pregnant. So I don't know. I'm just trying to say that you're beating all odds with this good fortune that is coming. It's fated to happen. That's why you're beating all odds. It's supposed to happen no matter what you see going on in your world. Something about that ship has sailed, but it's happening. And it's happening right now as you're watching this reading. It has to do with creation, either birth or you becoming something or creating something that you always wanted. All right, so you've got, wow, materializing again. 9 of Pentacles, something is materializing. A dream and a wish, 9 of Pentacles, is coming true. I don't remember which reading, but recently, perhaps in the 11/11 portal reading, the first card was the 9 of Pentacles. Something these days is happening for you guys. Something is, a dream is materializing for you guys these days. You've got the Emperor. Coming as a surprise when you least expect it. Four of Cups. And the Ten of Wands. When it's at its pinnacle of hardship, it seems, even. Like, that's why it's beating all odds. Like, how can it happen at the pinnacle of when it's definitely not supposed to happen, kind of thing. So I'm very curious. Let's get more information first before we continue here and learn about what's going to happen, because that's great. I just want to, I have a lot of things to show you regarding your birth chart as well. You want to go back to that, maybe in the 4th house. Yeah, do you have something in your 4th house, maybe, with your birth chart? Anyways, first of all, I want to get more information about this creation. I know it's going to differ from one person to the other listening to this reading, but we can always try to find out more details about it so that you can identify this good fortune. 9 of Swords. So this is something you've cried a lot about, stressed a lot about in the past. Something that brought you a lot of worry and stress and sadness, for sure. It caused some big injury in your life. 5 of Cups. Yeah, I feel like either you lost it, as we said in the beginning, at some point, and you were very sad about it, or the opportunity for you to have it was dropped at some point. There's a breaking point in your life regarding this fortune that's coming, where you cried, or maybe you were very upset, thinking, looking at something and going, oh, so that's it, huh? That's the end of that. So it's not happening again. And little do you know that behind you, or what you're not seeing, is you celebrating something even better, more elevated even. Okay, so it's something, like we said, like I've mentioned, something that at some point you went, huh, so that's it then, I guess. The Hierophant. We're still identifying what this is. This is with the Hierophant. See, the Hierophant is knowledgeable. This is something that you specifically felt you were going to be good at. So you were going to be very naturally good at. This is something that you felt you were going to be able to lead well with. It was going to be an opportunity to inspire or teach others. This is something that it's where its energy just flows through you naturally. That's why it's destined for you to have it. You're just in tune with it. And finally, regarding this good fortune, Queen of Swords. There's something about this fortune where you feel like you're going to have great command over it if you have it. There's something about, oh, if I just had this wish, do you know how good I would have been with this if it happens to me? Do you know what amazing things I would have done if I had this chance or this opportunity? Do you know how well organized and disciplined and intelligent I would be about it? There's something about your pile where you just know you're so good, but you didn't get the opportunity. So this could also be like a job. A job that you've always wanted, an opportunity that you've always wanted when it comes to your work, that you just know if it's given to you, you're going to be so great at it. Maybe you always wanted to be an actor, a singer, songwriter. I don't know. Or any job, really. I don't know why these two come in mind. It could be anything, like an opportunity that you just know you're going to be so good at. Yeah, or motherhood, like we said in the beginning, that's definitely there. Leadership, maybe if you being in the leadership position, you would do so well. Something like that. Do you see? It's definitely along these lines, right? So that we don't, just so we don't waste your reading time, I just wanted to make sure you understand what this reading is about. There is good fortune, my dear, right there. This wish is materializing. It's not over. It ain't over till it's over. So how is this about to happen? I'll find out for you for sure. But your reading is saying that if you look at your birth chart, I want to say boldly, in your fourth house, you might have some clue what this is. Fourth house is the house of home. Also, by the way, fourth house is the house of Cancer, is the house of nurture. So again, motherhood, by the way, is very strong here. But it doesn't have to be. It could be something that you deeply care about, that you came here as a soul to nurture, right? So that's another thing. There's something. Look at your, yeah, I'll say that for the last time. Look at your birth chart in general, but if you also want to particularly 4-4, look at the fourth house. I think you'll find something that may surprise you. If you talk to an astrologer that could be able to identify it for you, if you ask them, hey, is there something in particular this year in my birth chart specifically, maybe if you in the fourth house, doesn't have to be. I think you'll be surprised what the astrologer could identify to you and show you. Your chart will be able to give you more information. I see it here in your cards. And it's funny. This is the year with the 10 of Wands where you're like, I guess can't, like, this is at its worst, maybe at its toughest, when it certainly can't happen. And the funny and the irony is that's the year and that's the time that it's going to happen. So why is it so hard at this time? Why is this the pinnacle for you? Seven of Swords. Something was taken from you unfairly. Yeah, this is the year where something was taken from you. So Seven of Swords is the card of cheating, lying, shortcut, something being taken from you without your will. So these are all there. I think it's more like something was sneaked, something was taken without you noticing. That's that time of your life where you're like, something is being slowly or easily being taken from you. Nine of Cups. But the funny thing is, your reading is so peculiar. The funny thing is, look, here's the thing. Just mind blown, sorry. Although this has been slowly taken from you, where you didn't get even time to notice, this is a time where you're really feeling good, actually, with the Nine of Cups. Funny. So maybe because you were always worried and when it was taken, you're finally free, perhaps. That's a good way to read your cards. You're like, fine, I always wanted it, but at least I'm free. I don't have to like stress about it anymore. Or maybe you're just simply in a good time of your life. Although, like, the funny thing is, although it was taken from you, you're actually doing good. You're doing good. Nice. Any other thing regarding why it's at the toughest here? It's at the toughest because that's when it was taken completely from you or something. You didn't notice. But spiritually, you're not noticing that you're being protected. And that's because it's fated for it to happen for you. So finally, why is it at the pinnacle? Justice. Because that's how it's destined to happen. Exactly. Things are unfolding and happening in your life the way they are meant to happen. You might be seeing some things, but you also are not seeing that there are other things at play with this situation. So The things that you may not particularly like are the things you're seeing now. And the things that are working for you are not obvious yet, and they're about to appear in your life. And let's now focus on that. What's about to appear in your life, and how is this about to happen? As we keep mentioning, this wish is materializing for you, so much so that it's going to be a low-hanging fruit, very easy for you to pick up. It's coming as a surprise, especially as we keep saying and as we've explored a lot in your reading, especially at a time where it's nearly impossible to happen, and that's going to be the weird part, and that's going to be how it's going to feel like it's real magic. But you always have a cat here protecting you in the works as you're confused. And cats, they definitely represent spirituality and 9 lives, so it's not over. Yeah, that's great. I love that. Right, how is it about to unfold? Let's use the cards to read your chart, shall we? What is about to unfold, and how is this about to happen? Four of Swords. Yeah, you're in a time where you're resting. Did you notice? 9 of Cups, 4 of Swords. You're at peace. Although it's, yeah, I feel that it's because it's the Pinnacle. A part of you is like, yeah, it's long gone. I feel like you found its peace. You found your peace. And funny enough, it could even be that your state of being, your vibrations becoming higher, allowing you to gain access to what's fated. Maybe that's what was fated, you finding your peace first. So the Hangman is like, you're locked, but you have the key in your hand. You're not realizing that the key is in your hand. That's why it's a low-hanging fruit. Maybe you just were sleeping to the fact that the solution was right in your hands all along. So that's how it's going to go down. Ah, wow. The King of Cups. And that cat has just caught it for you. And there's abundance of it, by the way. But your cat has caught it for you. And you've got the Judgment card. I see you celebrating. I see you rising above the situation. So let's get into the details. How is this about to happen? I feel called to pulling out another Oracle card as assistance while we are getting to how this is going to happen for you these days. How is this fortune happening? So you're in peace. You're chilling. And we have a siren. Something starts drawing you towards something. Maybe that's a solution. You start being drawn to something. Okay, you start being drawn to something with the King of Cups that you really love, and that's why you're almost not going to help it. What are you going to be drawn to? So you're going to be drawn to the key without you realizing that you're being drawn to the key, because you're following something that you really love. It's like a dangling carrot almost. You're just simply following the tune to your heart. And that's what's taking you there these days. So let's find out what is it that you're following here that's going to catch it for you eventually without you realizing. Oh, Aristocrat. And Cult. I look at these 2 cards and I instantly feel like there is a privileged few that know something, or even magic. You might, by the way, be drawn to some form of magic or some form of information that you're going down the rabbit hole towards something that is luring you in. So let's say you're on YouTube, or you're in the library and you look at a book that says, did you always want to know how to bake this cake? It's easy. It's not as complicated as you think. This book shows you how to do it in 10 minutes, guaranteed. You look at the reviews and you're like, whoa, oh my God, everyone's raving. I can finally do this sophisticated, complicated cake. But obviously it's not a cake. So it has to do with you being fortunate to gain access to information that only a few people know. Or access doesn't have to be information. Who knows what your wish is? Access to people that only a few know. Or club or something. You're getting access to something these days that only a few get to have. And it is with these people, with this club, with this knowledge, that you will realize that you have something that a lot of these people do not have. And they're like, what? You have this? Why aren't you doing this and this? You're very lucky. You look younger than your age. You have that skill. I don't know. You're fortunate with something here. Oh, you have strong intuition. You gain access to this and that. I don't know. But you're going to gain information or be connected to people soon. And the siren here, maybe they're calling you. They're like, hey, would you like to come and to our meetings? The book shows up and it lures you in. Maybe a YouTube video even that lures you in to some magical information or some hidden information that not a lot of people are fortunate to know about. Maybe the algorithm is not helping either. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just saying it's going to come to you easily these days, this fortune. It's going to come as information that only a fortunate few know, or you're going to be connected very soon to a group of people that will invite you, and they will be very happy to have you as part of them. And you'll just gain access through this information or this group of people, because they will tell you, hey, you've got it the easiest. You've got this, you've got that, and you can do this. And you're like, oh, I can do this. And so you will be the one unlocking this for yourself. It will be your own hands. But it is because you were first invited to an interview, invited to like a great company, or invited to a group of people that just know something, or all the other examples that we've given, that we've seen here, or I've mentioned here. And with productivity, you are happy to start getting connected to your energy of creation. You're like, oh, I can start doing this, I can start doing that. You're now involved with your hands-on, and you're super involved. You lose sight of everything with the music and the judgment card. That's all you're thinking about, that you're passionate about it, and that connects you to your energy of creation straight away. You're in love with what's happening in your life. You're like, oh, I love this. This is what I want. And you get lured into it because now it's working for you. It's happening for you. It's starting for you. So when are you going to be called, invited, or drawn to something? When is that? Let's move. Let's take these two. When is that, my dear pile number 2? Right now, the Fool card. 3 of Pentacles. So the right now is the collaboration. Right now you'll be invited. Right now you'll hear about the book. Right now you'll start seeing a series on YouTube or something. So it's right now that you'll start being lured in. It's happening in your life these days. 5-5, the energy of creation is at its strongest these days. Look at your chart. And speaking of your chart, there's the number 4 here. You might want to look at your chart. I did say it was going to be the last time, but here I am again mentioning it. Okay. Finally, I want to take a look at your guidance. Any final messages as your guidance? Oh, look at the wind blowing as we're asking about that. Let things go, maybe? The Lover's card. And it does remind me of the wind. And the Ace of Swords. Let's pull one more card. And the Three of Wands. Be in the flow. Choose to be in the flow. When something starts for you, follow it. Follow your curiosity. Follow the clarity that you're getting. Follow the idea with the Ace of Swords even. Follow the idea that you're getting. Choose to flow and not stand stiff. I say that because of the Three of Wands, movement. Choose to flow with it and not stand still is the guidance that I am seeing with what's happening in your life right now. Because if you flow with it, when you flow with it, the sooner you're going to be able to enjoy what's destined to happen. Don't stand in its way. Be in the flow. The cards are saying, be in the flow with what exactly? With the idea, with the Ace of Swords, with the idea, with this new beginning, with the signs and the clarity that you will be seeing up next in your life, starting today, especially that you will understand your signs better given that your reading has shown you what it's all about. And my dear pile number one, this is exactly what I see as your good fortune, that it's on its way to you. You will be surprised and you will love how it's arriving in your life, how it's showing up, how it's all unveiling for you. And yeah, this was your reading. I truly hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number one, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number two. Welcome to your reading. Good fortune is on its way to you. To do this reading, these are the decks that I'll be using. As always, if you're interested in knowing the names of any of them, you'll find that I always list them below for you guys. Can't wait to get into your reading. I just channeled it this morning, and so I really feel it for you guys. Let's see what this is all about. And very quickly, let me introduce your pile to you. Before we begin, your crystal is the beautiful Malakite. Your significator card is Community. And if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Gemini, Leo, Scorpio, as well as Capricorn. Welcome to your reading. If these are not your signs, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. All right, let's get into it. We'll take a look, of course, at your oracle cards first before we expand your reading using your tarot cards. Let's go one more time. There we go. And we'll place these here. Right, let's begin with your first oracle card. You've got Prescience. I believe is how you guys taught me to pronounce it. Prescience. Let me check. Yes, prescience. Okay, interesting. Simulation, statistics, lottery, end times, ESP, fortune teller, out of body experience, God. Anyways, so you've got Mercury in Libra with influence. Venus in Capricorn with convention. Moon in Libra with companionship. A lot of Libra. 7th house energy. Yeah, 7th house energy and community. How interesting. And perhaps you're isolated. Maybe you're very isolated versus the community here. We'll find out. The Witch. Experimentation, rebellion. And you've got the Child. There's something about your inner child, maybe, or maybe your child, under the category of character. And the keywords are successor, heir, boy, girl, offspring, descendant. The heir. Maybe you're going to get something next. Like, doesn't just have to be family, you know, it could be even in work where you're getting the next big position. Could be in your family. Something big is going to be passed on to you, or something like that. So community does play a big role here. Also, there's something about it's known beforehand that you're going to get something. It's always been known. Prescience. And now it's time for you to get it. Ooh, very cool. Okay. Let's take a look at your tarot cards. So, whoa, you've got the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is so big and large, we can't see her in this card. So I think you're going to really grow into a big position or a big life situation that's amazing. You're going to have everyone look up to you and go, wow, something like that. Like great fortune for sure. Also, it's going to feel like magic because you've got the Witch and the Queen of Wands here. It's really going to feel magical, this great fortune that is coming in your life. And it's obviously a big thing because everybody's looking up to you going, wow, do you see where pile number 2 is at? Your community is looking up to you. Yeah, something like that. Whoa, you've got the Knight of Cups. You're on a very favorable path. Right now, with the shadow, perhaps you could be experiencing, I would say, temporary things, like your shadow is healing before you go on this path. You're healing something important before you, let's say, join this path or embark on this path. So I'm just reading it intuitively. These days, there could be shadowy things that are happening in your life. Your shadow is showing itself to you through these things. And once you see it, maybe, and take action with the Action of Cups, you will find yourself automatically being on a path that you will really love. This is the path of your heart. You've got oneness. Guys, in this pile, these days, you're about to experience something very magical. We've been seeing magic from the very beginning. Very magical. It's going to feel like the universe is speaking directly to you. God, whatever you believe in, is speaking directly to you. The experience is going to be magical. You're going to have something passed on to you after you thought you were super isolated. It's going to be very healing to your inner child. And before all of this happens, as I've mentioned, you're going to be facing something here first. Okay, or maybe you are already. So you've got the Four of Wands. Again, a level up, a huge celebration, reaching far beyond what you thought you could reach. Wow. You're really, it's as if the divine is holding your hand and pulling you up. There's a lot of hands here. Yeah, your hands are being held and you're being pushed up. And you've got the embodiment of swords. This is the King of Swords. What's going on here? Let's now, we have a big idea towards your massive fortune that's happening. Let's start dissecting it and understanding more what's about to be revealed. So, your reading is saying that your community plays a big role in your life. And it could be for some of you, by the way, with the 10th house, even work. It could be family, it could be work. But anyways, your community plays a big role in your life. Each one has a role that benefits everyone. So you're playing a role that benefits the people around you. The people around you are playing a role that benefits you. This is the hand of the divine. You're shaking hands together. You're helping each other as a community, whether you realize it or not. They're going to be pushing you, and they're representing the actual hands that are pushing you upwards are the hands of the divine, this divine energy. So, how are you going to go so far these days? Your community is going to have a big influence on you. Something is going to be passed down to you. And I think you already know somehow with, or at least your community knows that something is going to be passed on to you with prescience. Let's first ask, do you know what's going to be? Are you aware, whether you're aware of it right now or not, but are you aware that something is going to be passed down to you? Yes, Ace of Wands, you are aware. Cool. Cool. You're aware, and it's kind of like agreed on, even with the pen, it's even agreed on. So you're aware that something should be passed on to you, whether you're aware listening to this right now or not. In general, you're aware that something eventually is going to be passed down to you. And so the good fortune is through the influence of your society these days. Oh boy, is your society going to bring you up. So what is your society specifically going to do here? Educate you, the Hierophant. Educate you, give you the experience needed, or allow you to lead them and educate them, you know? Let me think. For some of you, they're going to help you materialize through them. They're going to help you materialize something, because in Thoth, the Hebrew letter pertaining to the Hierophant is the nail, and it represents the nail pinning this world with and the other world. So perhaps it is through your community that you will be materializing something that is important for you. It's based on the rules of society that it's going to happen with the Hierophant. And it's based on traditions, rules of society that it's going to materialize. So what are the traditions of this society, of the society you're in? Three of Swords. So it has something to do with pain. It could be that you're in pain, so society is helping. Although with, yeah, maybe that's agreed on, that whoever is in pain gets help. Or maybe, you know, it could pertain to someone passing on and you inheriting something. It could be you're a healer, right, Hierophant? You help, you're a therapist, a healer, a doctor maybe. You're helping your patients and you're growing. You're going to be renowned as an expert maybe with the Hierophant. What other things I could be seeing here for you? Based on the traditions of society and the Three of Swords. So either you're helping, healing something, and society rewards you for it, or there's maybe someone passing on, or something goes wrong, you have the experience to fix it, and thus you're promoted. Yeah, something like that. Because these are the rules of your society. That's how it works in your society. And not in every society where it's fair, by the way. There are experts that help heal. They don't get renowned. They don't get put in the right position. So it doesn't have to be, yeah, well, that's what happens with everyone, really. It's what happens in your society. Okay, let's continue to see what else, so to help you identify it. Ace of Pentacles. An opportunity. It's a season where you get to have something valuable. Actually, not an opportunity. It's a season, it's your season of having something valuable. Society believes that it's your turn to have that. Okay, well, that I guess takes us to the second question. What is going to happen that will lead to these rules of society being activated? Five of Wands, a fight, an argument, a challenge. you're winning this. Everyone has their eyes on you. Whoa, look at pile number 2 going through this challenge. Wow, what a hero. Or wow, they're so lucky. Something like that. You win a challenge. Oh, a society sees you, and this is a pack, right? It's not the lone wolf, it's a pack. So someone gets in a challenge, a society stands by you as you face it, and all eyes are on you. You're going to be the talk of the town these days. All eyes are on you. You're becoming very popular these days amongst your community, your society, your colleagues, your work. Everyone's talking about the challenges you're going through. Everyone's there with you. And based on the rules of your society, you're going to be victorious and hold something valuable. Now, I want to ask, what is this valuable thing that's going to be given to you? I think it's time. It's definitely something in alignment with what you love. It's a decision with the King of Swords. Decision or rules being applied, obviously. Strategic rules being applied. You're the successor. So it's your turn. How is this? Let's get to the reality. How is this, to the facts. How is this going to happen? The practical part of the reading. Knight of Wands. I keep seeing you in a path. This path has begun already. Action. It's a time of action. It's a time of movement. I told you there's a hand holding you up. 2 of Cups. This is the card of love in tarot. And I feel like it's divine love. Although for some of you, this could be romantic love, by the way, as well. But for the most part, this seems like divine love. The hands of God are interfering in your life these days, picking you up. Embodiment of Pentacles. I feel like you're going to be getting some form of big abundance. This Ace of Pentacles that the fish is holding, it's like so big for maybe your situation, for your age, for your position. You're getting something bigger than what we would expect at your stage of life. And that means your current experience, your current position, your current age, some current stage in life. You're getting something super big. Okay. It's in action. I think you're not meant to see it. We keep seeing shadows, and yes, I won't forget to see what that is in a moment. But your cards are not really showing us how this is going to happen. Perhaps this is the surprise. Look at oneness here. This is divine energy. Something magical. We keep seeing magical. Something magical is going to happen in your life these days that you're not going to expect how the events work. But you have clues. It has to do with the rules of society and how they are playing a big role in your life right now. We could ask what this role is, by the way. That's a good way to ask what this role is. But they believe that you're next in this big abundance. But it really is the hands of the divine in action. Yeah, there's something about you knowing, and now it's going to happen. You've always looked at this from an upper view. Well, gosh, I need to ask, what do you know? I think it's the same question. The hand that they are going to be giving you, and it's in alignment with what you already know, and now it's at play. I think it's the same question. What is it? What is it that you know you should get, that it's your turn? Maybe you're just getting it earlier with the child than what you thought you would get. What is the society's hand? Because that's your significator card also. What is the hands of society in your situation? What is their hand? I think so we're meant to know. There has to do with the rules again, Hierophant or Ace of Wands with the pen. It has to do with the rules. Maybe I'm just so oblivious because I'm reading blindfolded. I don't know what your situation is. And you're like shaking your head going, yes, yes, I know. And you guys tell me things in the comment section where I'm like, oh, wow, that's brilliant. How it manifests for different people. But yeah, it has to do with the rules of society, maybe the rules of your work, the rules of your family, society. That's what we keep getting, and you know about it. We're gonna ask the same questions, get the same answers. But yeah, you're just waiting for it because you know it's eventually your turn or something, or eventually going to happen. It's happening much sooner than you think. The shadow that you're gonna face before this happens. So what is this shadow? Because we do see a challenge with the Five of Wands, remember? We do see a challenge with the Five of Wands that everyone's going to be there for you. Next, the challenge. The Devil. Attachments. Attachments. The shadow has to do with your attachment to something, and by letting go, you really connect to the divine. It has to do with your attachment to something. If you're not attached to it, I mean, you can want something, of course, and that's the difference between this and attachment. It is not your wanting that's your shadow, it's your attachment. I think I made that clear. The moon, yes, it's definitely something emotional. What are you attached to? Because that's what you're letting go of these days. It looks like coping a bit with the moon and the devil, like something that you are attached to because it helps you cope with something. Seven of Pentacles. And this is the difference between it's okay to love and want something and being attached to it. And who knows, maybe if you're not attached to it anymore, that shadow would heal without this whole thing, and you would still get what you're supposed to get. Not by means of society in that case, but by means of something else. But this is all meant to happen these days for you. This is the way it's happening because right now you're attached to something that you're coping with. But there is the option of the Seven of Pentacles that you can not lose that thing, by the way, if you can, if you're able to detach your needs from it and enjoy it. So the difference is when you want and need something is that when it's there, you're enjoying it. When it's not there, you're good. You're not, maybe you'd want it, of course, but your life is not in chaos, right? Or you're able to stand on your 2 feet and go, I'm okay. I will be okay. But when you need something, when this coping thing is not there, you're not able to handle it. Let's say social media, for example, and your phone. Needing social media is different than wanting social media. I like to go, get into social media and check some things, get educated about some things, learn, watch my tarot reading. But need is if my phone's not there, if I can't get access to social media, I'm not okay. So that's the difference between want and need. And so here, just so you know, if you don't want to go about losing something or facing shadow, you don't have to face it. You can connect with it yourself and make peace with something by sitting with what you don't desire until it doesn't bother you anymore. Go there and do the very thing that you are not comfortable doing so that you have tolerance to it. And thus, you don't need it anymore. Could be your guidance here in your reading. Seeing the Seven of Pentacles just gives me this intuitive understanding that their choice is here. And there are two choices here. The result is the same. You will be very abundant and you will be held by the divine, and you will be very abundant these days. This is the beginning of your path to abundance. Power, abundance, manifestation. And so you can choose. If you don't choose to be comfortable with the discomfort, it's going to play out in your life, and it's going to gently push you or put you in the position where you learn to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. Yeah, because there is coping here with the Devil card and the Moon card. Okay. Every time I look at prescience, the curiosity really did kill the cat. I can't stop but think what has been pre-agreed, and it seems like it's your rules of society. Please do help me feed my curiosity and let me know what this societal agreement is. Okay. So we were talking about how this is going to happen now that we understand that this has to do with dealing with the shadow and letting something go, either by choice or not. If you let it go, you don't lose it. So you're, in all cases, believe it or not, shadow or no shadow, the shadow, even with the shadow being present here, you're really going to be on an amazing long path of abundance and happiness up ahead in your life. The whole path up until, you become light and you unite once more with divine light. You're going to be ever happy, ever abundant, ever in tune with magic. And it's that shadow. And it's going to be super healing to your inner child, this shadow. And you understand, the cards have defined it super well. You're going to understand. It helped us understand that it has to do with your attachment to something, or form of coping mechanism even to something. Your growth and your health of your inner child will allow you to be in tune with this best timeline, I would say. Best timeline. Now, how is this of great magnitude to your phase of your life? Why is this of great magnitude to this phase of your life? My dear pile number 2, as your final question, why is this of such big magnitude to your stage in your life? The Sun, there's a horse again. The horse has healed. Do you see? This time the horse is in frame. It's not its shadow. It has entered the frame. So, and that's the card of the inner child, by the way, the child, the Sun. Right? So it's, again, like a child, it's akin to a child inheriting the wealth of all of the generations before them. And they're still a little child. Something like that. That's how we're seeing it. 6 of Swords. You're slowly going there. Do you realize that? Do you see it? I don't think you do yet, but the light, every step you take moving forward, you're going to start seeing, hey, I'm starting to see something. I'm starting to see a path formalizing, actually. I thought that I was going nowhere, but I'm actually going somewhere, and it's amazing. Look at your feet again, the walking, the going somewhere, the Fool. And it begins now. And you see the whirlpool here? You hesitate before you get into this path. But it is that healing of the shadow that's going to take you there. Funny enough, you could be thinking, how are they related? How does this relate to that? It will only make sense once you step into it. And that's why healing your shadow right now is very important. What are you attached to? Or maybe the different things you're attached to or coping with. You want to think of different things, not just one thing. What are the things that you're coping with? Health, spending, entertainment, people, you know? You want to think about all these different things. Even things you eat that you enjoy, or substance, anything really. You want to look at all of these things right now, because the more you are aware of them, the more you are preventing them from playing out its full shadow. Let the horse get into the path by looking with the sun card at your shadow, dealing with it now. Don't cope with anything is like, we can't say don't cope with anything. It's not like that. I mean to say, start leaning out of coping and into being courageous, slowly but surely, no rush, nothing that's, that can't be done for you. That's the most important thing. Into the uncomfortable, start stepping into the uncomfortable until you slowly find yourself out of it. And this is when the light will appear. And that's the Seven of Pentacles energy, right? You did have the Devil and the Moon energy. You could do nothing about it at all, and you will still be on that path. This is really your choice. And eventually, whichever path you, whichever step you choose to take, is ultimately taking you to the same road. All roads lead to Rome here. And this is when you're gonna start thinking, oh my God, that's how it looks like. Can you believe all of these coping things were standing in my way? Can you believe all of these things were preventing me from being my individual self, from doing this, from leading to this path that I always loved? And if you do it the right way, you get to keep the things that you love as well. And yeah, my dear pile number 2, this is exactly in detail what I see in your cards when it comes to the good fortune that is on its way to you now. When you find out, please do let me know what the rules of society are in your case. I would love to know. And my dear pile number 2, this was your reading. I truly hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number 2, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye! Hi, pile number 3. Good fortune is on its way to you, and we'll find out what it is during this reading. These are the decks that I'll be using. If you're interested in knowing the names of any of them, well, they're ready right away. You'll find that I always list them below for you guys, down in the description box. But very quickly, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful Garnet. Your significator card is Metamorphosis. And if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius, and Aquarius. Welcome to your reading. If these are not your signs, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. Okay. Thanks. Let's get straight into it. And as always, we're going to take a look at your oracle cards first. Right. So you've got morning, right? And it's right under metamorphosis. Something is going to change forms to something more freeing and beautiful. Anyways, we'll see what this is called. So this card popped up in which pile? Was it the last pile or the first pile? Oh, it was the first pile. So if you're drawn to pile number 1, I highly recommend it for you. You've got Jupiter in Leo with publicity. Wow. You've got the Enneagram Revenge under the category of difficult event, and the keywords are willingness to harm, couple crisis, revenge, conflict, dispute, payback time. I don't know, I think this could be considered not acceptable by YouTube, so let's keep that there. All right. And you've got the shepherd with the keywords celebration as well as family. Okay, let's now take a look at your tarot cards so that we have a complete picture of what this great fortune is that is on its way to you. You've got the High Priestess with the figure of the Sun card. There's something you're definitely not seeing that's fated here. Something positive amongst the darkness, which perhaps you're going through with mourning. Maybe you're going through something difficult at the moment. Maybe you've just lost something that you're mourning, or going through something difficult that's making you very upset. You've got the Three of Pentacles. You've got, ooh, the Three of Pentacles in the background of the Three of Swords. Sorry, the Three of Swords in the background of the Three of Pentacles. There's the Three of Pentacles, and there they're not. So, is this mourning, is this crying pertaining to a group of people, perhaps that are acting like a cult? They were once there, and now they're not? Maybe. Okay. And you've got the Moon card. One of the figures is the Lover's card, and the other is the Devil. Oh, that won't be okay for YouTube. All right. And you've got the Devil card with the figure of the Fool. I don't know. I get a weird thing looking at this image. Your community has created a hero. It is through the difficulty that they put you in that you've metamorphed in this way. And it's a good thing, because your community, it seems, with the Devil was going to take you in a direction that wasn't favorable anyway. And the direction you've been put in is one of your choice. What you will experience something that you would have wanted to choose later on down the path, where you would have wished you were instead. So I don't know. Revenge, yeah. Your reading is the best revenge is coming out of it without being affected, being better, right? So that's what I'm seeing here. The good fortune seems to be in how your name is going to be so bright, how you're going to be shining so bright amongst the stars. Obviously, you're going to be in such an amazing position, and you will get your revenge from a group of people who made you sad and they made you cry a lot. They were supposed to be there with you through thick and thin, to share life with you, but they have disappointed you and they broke your heart. Terribly broke your heart. And they were absent with this Three of Pentacles here. They were absent. They were supposed to be there, but they weren't, is what I'm seeing. What you're not seeing, what nobody's in this community is seeing, and this community is described as a cult. Maybe they're heartless, or they believe, like they have their own dynamics, right? And they have these belief systems that are leading them awry, leading them off track. They're stuck in their own mindset. And if you were amongst them, my dear pile number 3, you would have been stuck in their mindset, no matter how open-minded you are. I mean, you know, we're all affected by our community at the end of the day, and the people we spend a lot of time with. And so here it looks to me like you're better off on another path. And while it may have been super hurtful to and be disappointed with what they would do and how dear maybe they were to you and how they should have been there, all of that. It was ultimately in your best interest for you to free yourself from them. And speaking of freedom, it looks like this community actually disappointed you by keeping you entrapped somehow. So this is not a community that wasn't just there. It seems like this community tried to entrap you one way or the other. You're very innocent with the Fool holding the white flower, obviously. You're very protective by nature with the white dog. A very loyal person. And you're a being of fire, passion, light. Your light shows. For sure, that's why you're going to be a star. So they tried to entrap you, these people, thinking you're innocent, a fool, doesn't know much. What did they entrap you with? I'm curious. And they entrapped your power to fight back. They do realize that you have a part to you that, let's say, is, I don't want to say aggressive. I want to say fierce. Fierce is what I'm looking at. Fierce. Absolutely fierce. So they thought they were able to even entrap you in this way. Perhaps this is signifying throat chakra, your voice. They tried to entrap your voice. They tried to entrap you thinking you were naive or innocent or too good. I'm so curious. How did they entrap you? I'm going to be looking at the forward, but it's good to understand the before in order to be able to understand the after better. Because do I have great news for you? Okay. So how did they entrap you? Like, what did they try to do? Death card. This is the angel from the Lovers card. Perhaps they withdrew their love from you, ended. Let's see the rest of the cards. Might be able to pick it up. Also choice. Maybe they've done something, ended something, giving you no choice but to do something you didn't want. Five of Pentacles, they shattered everything. Yeah, gosh, this was big with the Tower card. They gave you no choice. I keep seeing no choice. They gave you no choice. What did they do? They blocked you. Yeah, there's something about blocking love for sure with the figure from the Lovers, the angel from the Lovers, and block. They stopped giving you access to love, which is, yeah, we see here. But they've also shattered something, these people. They shattered valuable things to you with the pentacles being shattered like that. They shattered something valuable from you. This is the Hierophant's hat. It could be your reputation. It could be your resources. Both. Something like that, yeah. So they've taken action and they blocked you from them, blocked you out, making you feel like you're without resources, without the connections in this cult. I mean, you must be super sad. That's the end. But my dear, that's not your end. That's not what you choose to do. Speaking of choices, that's not what you choose to do. And that's not what you chose to do at all. This situation only made you stronger. So how did this situation make you stronger? That's a hero's story. How did this situation make you stronger? You accepted the challenge with this Five of Wands in the background of the Five of Swords. You're like, oh yeah? So you fought back, which means you might have been super hurt and upset with them not being there. They got that right. But that doesn't mean you were going to give in to that. You started fighting back right away. You're not an easy cookie. And I heard in my mind, they said, so maybe they actually said that, or something along these lines. You've got the Queen of Swords and you've got the Justice figure. What were we asking? Oh, what did you do? You hit back. You see, the Queen of Swords, as we know, is the queen that is not hindered by her emotions. She can feel, but she's definitely not going to let her emotions stand in her way to do the right thing. So the surprise here about you is that you fought back hard. 5 of Swords, 5 of Wands. You are not an easy opponent to play with or mess with. They found you to be, although they tagged you with being naive, fool, maybe sweetheart, won't fight back. Oh no, Queen of Swords. And they found you to, what's the word? To not be affected by how you feel or the situation that you are in. They found you ruthless. This is the translation. They found you to be absolutely ruthless. Yes, you recognize that your situation isn't pleasant. Maybe you were upset in your privacy, right? But when it's time to play, you played hard. When it's time to fight, you fought hard. And last card to explain the situation, they thought you would stay in place because Four of Swords is resting. 4 of Wands, which is the background, is upward movement. So they expected you to be in place, sit, just like you would say to a trained pet, sit. But they realized that they haven't trained you. You're wild. And you weren't sitting. You were jumping with the 4 of Wands. That's not going to happen to you. Is your energy. That's not going to happen to you. They thought you were young, or they thought you were naive, too small to play. They're the cult. They never thought that you would fight back. And your revenge, that's not even the revenge. Your revenge is not by like trying to do what they've done to you, although it's your right not to be there, right? But your revenge with the shepherd is that you are in such a good place that you've become a leader and an example, leading by example, to how far you can go in life, how much you can change, who you have become, what you're capable of doing. These people with the Terra are going to have news, a well-rounded news soon about where you are, how you are a leader. Maybe you went far in your career. Maybe you are doing something massive that they're not aware of, and they're about to see just how much of a leader you are. Okay. Fifth house, creativity. They're going to see just how much you can do and create. And they are going to see the power of the child, fifth house, and what your inner child is actually all about, made of fire. They're thinking you're mourning. They're thinking you're sad over them. They're only about to realize not only are you not mourning, but you're up amongst the stars. And it seems like this is the good fortune. So is the good fortune that they are going to be, these are, we opened it. I wanted to know if these were the ones we used, but no. I wanted to ask, and the card already answered. I was going to ask, is this where you are, or is this the fortune that's coming? It seems like, yes, of course, you're in a happy place with the 9 of Cups, but I feel like you're going to be spoiled with goodness up next in your life. Maybe you're already in a happy place, maybe not. But I feel someone being so spoiled and happy with this Nine of Cups. It looks to me like they're going to discover just how spoiled and happy you are, or that I think that it's about to happen for you, because the reading is good fortune that is on its way to you. So I think that's what's happening for you. You're going to be so fulfilled and happy with the things that you desire. You're going to have your name well known, maybe in your company, maybe in your industry, maybe your own company, maybe amongst your community, right? Something like that. Other people speaking better about you. Everyone going, oh, pile number 3, wow, they're amazing. And they're gonna watch you being super, super spoiled, not just with your reputation, with publicity, but with the amount of blessings coming. Is this because of the publicity? Let's find out. What's about to happen here? So, you've got the Hermit, but you've got the figure from the Chariot. And I'm seeing here in the context of your reading that they're thinking, this is the person we left alone. This is the person we tried to take jabs at. Look at them moving towards the stars now. Look at them moving towards the stars. This is the person we took jabs at. We're looking at their thoughts and how they're seeing you. They're seeing you spoiled, super blessed. They're seeing you holding a lot of abundance in your hands. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, they're thinking, out of nowhere, but I bet you it's not out of nowhere. You hold the light. You're a person who persevered and chose a different path. To them, it might be out of nowhere because this is their cult thinking, but to you, this is creation with the Ace of Wands. So you created this life by deciding and choosing not to follow the path that they wanted you on. You chose another one for yourself. So they thought they left you no choice, but you did have a choice, actually. It's just the choice that they wouldn't think about. Them being so dependent maybe on each other or on their rules, whatever the rules are. They never thought you'd metamorph or change in this way. Like it's nearly impossible maybe for them. They see you in all cases holding a lot of abundance. I'm going to use these 2 cards and see how this abundance is happening in your life at the moment. Or maybe you're in it, I don't know. How is this abundance happening in your life at the moment? Knight of Pentacles, there's the Charity. Whoa, okay. So there's a zoom in on what the Knight of Pentacles is holding. So this tells me that you have, in fact, with the Knight of Pentacles, been already on this journey for a long time. You have been taking steps. We've established that. You've been on a journey, on a path. You've chose to metamorph this situation or transmute this situation to your favor. You're like, I don't get dealt with like that. And you've been on a path, disciplined on a path with the Knight of Pentacles, doing something. And so what's arriving right now is something that you absolutely deserve. I see you already holding something in your hands, since there's an emphasis on the hands. So you're good, I guess. Not bad. Ace of Pentacles is a large sum of maybe money or a huge sum of a huge blessing falling into your hands. That's the good fortune. So the good fortune, it seems, that this is coming with a big bang, and it's almost hard. Here, this could be privacy, like you're doing something, maybe they didn't hear it. This is coming with a big bang. Now it's heard. Now it's seen. So what's coming into your life right now, as we've seen the whole good fortune and how it's going to be playing out in its different ways, coming as coming as your reward for your work efforts of transmuting this energy. That's what you deserve. But also coming to heal you, at least within, about how you've transmuted the situation and gotten your revenge. You're going to hear about these people being flabbergasted, and that's what your reading is choosing to show you, being flabbergasted about where you are at today. So we take this and we ask, what is falling these days? We know it's due to your hard work, due to the path you've been in for a while. Whoa, we're getting a lot of cards. And this one, I don't know, we might not use all of them, but these are the chosen ones for this pile. Okay, so what is this fortune, massive fortune that is falling into your hands these days? Chariot, and you've got the Justice card. This is something destined that you're meant to receive right now. These are the figures from the World card. So you've just finished a cycle, let's say spiritually, or maybe in your work or whatever this is. You've just finished a cycle. And so it's destined that when you finish this cycle, this shall fall onto your lap. This fortune. While you were moving slowly with the Six of Swords, your victory is now with the background of the Six of Wands. So we've established that this is due to a path that you're already in, the Chariot, that you're moving towards. It was moving very slowly. Knight of Pentacles as well as the Six of Swords. Suddenly, bam, it gives. Suddenly, it really gives. While you had to share before, now this whole thing is going to be yours. Maybe you used to share some benefits with these people, but now you're going to have something all for yourself, like something so big. I don't think any of them think they can have like that. Like all of that for you? Yikes. A kind of energy. All of that. So they definitely see it as super big. Are you holding that all by yourself? Something like that. Okay. Queen of Pentacles, and there's the High Priestess. Queen of Pentacles, as I always tell you guys, is the queen that lives in the realm of her dreams because she deserves it, because she worked hard for it. Obviously, what the reading has been saying. But High Priestess, which is what we're seeing from the very beginning, is something you too, you're not seeing. Nobody's seeing it for you. You're not even seeing it, at least in this way. And there is, in fact, due to the High Priestesses, and I keep asking, it's not showing exactly what's falling, but it's due to your hard work. That's the one thing I can tell you. It's due to the path you've chosen and due to your hard work. You deserve this. That you will be getting this significant fortune up next. That's going to make you feel like you were moving slowly to suddenly winning. I heard winning the lottery, maybe some of you. It doesn't have to be, of course, but it could feel like winning the lottery. It will feel like that. Just a hit of great luck, but it's due to your hard work. Maybe this is like a big deal that you will sign, maybe. Finally, you rest with the Hierophant. This Hierophant, with them taking the shoes off and resting, reminds me of someone who has already gained experience. They've done the hard work and now they're resting. So this is the leader in the company that has built the company. Now they've trained everyone. And yeah, I mean, they got to be there, but they're resting now. They're taking it easy. This is the one that studied all of their lives, found a great invention or published papers that got super popular. They're rich and now they're resting. This is the businessman who made a lot of money and now they have financial freedom, right? So something like that. I feel like you've worked long and hard and There's something about parking. You're now going to just rest. You're going to be there and present. This is the Hierophant after all. But you rest. You're like, we made it. And perhaps, and this is why you would have, if you were in this path, you would have looked back and said, oh, I wish I was on that path so I can have this dream for myself today. So who's losing now? Who's on the wrong path now? Perhaps they thought they had each other, they had you stuck, but they were on the wrong path all along. These are the sort of benefits you get. And remember that you're 9 of Cups. Wow. These are the sort of benefits you get when you follow your light. Not other people's idea of who or what you should be. And finally, this last card should show us the end result of this whole situation. This is the Two of Swords in the background of the Two of Wands. This is a life right now that's happening for you that you've once envisioned for yourself, but with the Two of Swords never saw coming. You never saw coming how in the world it could happen. You never saw coming how it actually can manifest. Maybe there were ups and downs. Sometimes you think it's going to happen, other times no. Either case, you didn't really see how it was going to fully manifest in its best way like that, in you being in your stardom. Who knows? Maybe these people are going to open the television or newspaper or magazine and find you there. Who knows? But I feel like you're up there in the stars now, not where they're at. And yeah, even you, High Priestess, Two of Swords, do not see coming. It is fated. Two of Swords, High Priestess. You will be surprised too. You'll be surprised with them. But at least you will know that it's like good fortune meets preparation, that you worked very hard, and that yes, you're fortunate, but you did work very hard on yourself, on this situation that you're in. And now you get to rest, my dear pile number 2. Your fortune is really going to spoil you. You're gonna relax. Yeah, so great reputation. You're up there in the stars, super blessed with something massive landing in your hands. You're going to be the talk of the town with these old people, and you're going to finally rest and relax. And my dear pile number 3, this is exactly what I see in your reading as your good fortune that is on its way to you. I truly hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. You're wishing for it. I see it. You're wishing for it, and it's landing. You're going to have it. This was your reading. I truly hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number 3, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye!